I'm Shannon Morse, and this year alone I have reviewed 14 smartphones so far, and over the course of my career I've probably reviewed hundreds at this point. And one thing that I have made crystal clear via my videos is that I'm an Android girly. Like, this is my current daily driver, and I love the thing. I'm an Android girl through and through. While the smartphone brand that I am rocking currently might change from time to time, I'm still using Android as my daily driver. So why in the world did I just go to an Apple store and buy 3 new iPhones? Well, I'm gonna unbox these while we have a little bit of a chat, because I had mentioned that I am buying new iPhones this year, and a few folks online immediately started congratulating me and welcoming me into the iOS ecosystem, and it was a little weird. It was a little bit weird. I guess it made me feel weird because I'm a reviewer. Just because I'm purchasing a phone doesn't necessarily mean that I'm switching to that device. Like, I may try and test it out as a daily driver for a few weeks, but I still have personal preferences as a human being who has likes and dislikes. And separating my work from my personal tastes, that feels totally normal to me. But I think that line between a reviewer's job as a reviewer versus our lives as people outside of work is sometimes very blurred, and people just assume things about us based on what they see in our videos. For example, I'll give you a very, very particular example here. If I give a product a really rave review, I may still have a preference towards a different product that I'm actually using as my daily driver for the rest of the year. That's why I always tell y'all how long I have been using a product before I write my review about it. I try to keep every single review that I do really transparent. And when I am actually sitting down and testing a new phone, yeah, I'm gonna test it for a couple of weeks before I tell you whether I like that thing or not. Okay, so why did I buy iPhones? I mean, I'm an Android girly. Well, for starters, I think it's incredibly important to be able to bring a balanced and thorough perspective to the entire marketplace. So fairly reviewing all of those pros and cons for each phone that I can reasonably bring into my studio, be it iOS or Android, that's really important to me. Of course, I may be held back financially or because I haven't built a relationship with a brand so I can't get sample units sent to me, but if I can somehow get access to a product that I want to cover, then I will, or at least I'll try my best to get it in here for you. So by providing thoughts on both of these parties, I think it offers a lot more context to things like my opinions on performance, my opinions on experience, my expectations when it comes to long-term support and security, and what the benefits are of each of those different ecosystems. So take, for example, I have this new iPhone Air. Obviously, it's going to run the same software as the other new iPhones, but I can compare it to other iPhones in terms of hardware and durability, and compare the experience to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Edge, because a lot of people are trying to make a comparison there. Now, my cat wants you to know, if you're finding this video helpful, a subscribe would mean so much to me, and it helps me feed her. Subscribing is a very simple way of showing me which videos you find helpful and valuable, and it tells me which direction I should be taking my channel in. Also, a huge Patreon shout out to my s'mores. You can join them and you can support my channel by going over to patreon.com/ShannonMorse. In fact, my patrons are some of the major reasons that I brought these iPhones into the studio today, because they specifically asked me to review them. You'll also get perks like early video access and my private Discord, and as usual, all of the videos on my channel are free to watch, and I thank my YouTube members and my patrons for making that possible. Now, when I talk about security on my channel, I often say you need to take a holistic approach to your online security hygiene, and that means no one security setting is gonna fix everything. You need to take a broad approach to security and consider all the different aspects. So same thing with reviews. By covering both operating systems, I can provide a more holistic approach. I can offer a fair and professional viewpoint, and I can cater to both parts of my audience. Because yes, I know, there's some of you out there that use iPhones on the daily. I have often seen, even in my own comment section, where people will argue about which operating system is superior, and honestly, it's so noisy. Why are we fighting about operating systems? Seriously, why? There are much more important things happening in the world right now to have conversations about. in my opinion. All right, so I'm gonna open this regular lavender iPhone. This is an iPhone 17 regular lavender 256 gig. I got the smallest gigs available because this is not gonna be a daily driver, so I don't really care about upgrading the storage. That's a really pretty phone. I do love that this phone matches my studio. Like, it actually matches the back set. It's almost the exact same lavender color, and I think that's kind of hilarious. See, I think that both systems have their benefits and their strengths, and sometimes they have weaknesses too, especially nowadays with security and privacy and this onslaught of AI that we get to deal with. I mean, SecPriv is more important now than ever before, and how can I tell you how to fix a vulnerability in iOS if I don't have a phone here that runs iOS that I can demo it on? I want to be able to showcase these systems as a user would, not just show you screenshots of a website. I have found over the course of my career, it's way easier to understand a tutorial, especially if I'm writing a tutorial, when I have a device to work with. And lastly, I bought one of these iPhone 17 Pros in the silver color. This is a 512 gig model. This is the one that I'm going to keep around for testing and for review as well as comparisons. I was not feeling that construction zone orange, so I went with the silver instead. I don't think anybody notices, but in my Sailor Snubs, my Sailor Moon studio, I use a smartphone as a camera, and the smartphone that I'm currently using is last year's iPhone. I don't think I ever reviewed it, but I bought one of these and I've been using it as a camera. That's what it is. It's a camera to me, and that's it. But this will be my new studio camera for my Sailor Moon studio space. Could I have purchased a cheaper camera? Yes, absolutely. But this will also double as my main iPhone for testing and walkthroughs and tutorials and comparisons, and if there is like a security vulnerability and I have to show you like how to update your settings or whatever, then I can use that phone for those kind of videos. So it's important to me to be thorough, be analytical. It's something that I've continued to bring to my channel, and I really want to continue to do that, especially as the channel grows with my review processes. It's really important to me, and I want to ensure that you are also receiving the benefits from that. So if that means that I have to go to an Apple store and stand in a line for an hour waiting to pick up a phone, then I guess I'll go to the Apple store and stand in a line for an hour and pick up an iPhone. So no, I'm not switching to an iPhone. Please don't think that I am, because I'm not. The congratulations are really weird. Can we stop that? Because it's very, very awkward. You will see all 3 reviews soon, but it's not gonna turn into an Apple channel. It's important to me that I tell you the truth about these devices, and I can only do that by actually using them. So yeah, I got iPhones. Don't worry, the channel's not gonna be all about Apple all the time. I'm just gonna integrate those videos into what I'm already doing. So for me, I look at iOS as a part of my job. I am not switching. I'm still an Android girl. I don't see that changing anytime soon, so don't come at me. Keep an eye out for my reviews. They will be just as thorough and just as detailed, and even though I'm not a fan of iOS, I will give these an unbiased perspective as if I was an excited user of iPhones, just like I do with the rest of the videos on my channel. And with that said, oh boy, I'm probably gonna get some hate for this, but that's an ugly phone. And yes, I do have orange nails, but I'm Halloweened out today, okay? I didn't want to buy an orange iPhone. Are you kidding me? I like the purple color. This one's way prettier. Bye, y'all.